Hello, everyone. This is Ron, also known as Prognaut, um, coming at you with Album Spotlight Plus number two. Uh, Approximately every month, I will pick some albums to talk about that I purchased. Some new, some not so new, and some old, just depending on the mood. This edition, I have four albums, three new, one kind of old. Um, I'll start right off. This is one of my favorite bands these days, coming out of the UK, and it's Galahad, and they have their new one, "The Long Goodbye." Um, this they continue always, you know, um, this and the next band that I'll be talking about. They always like one up themselves. They always make something a little bit better than the last one, without saying that those are bad. It's just this is good. I mean, the title track, 13 minutes. Now this is all has to do with mental health issues like Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that. But with that type of a subject, the music is goes the opposite way. It's a little more on the peppy side, a little more colorful side. Um, every, um, Same band members as the last one, and they keep on going strongly, putting out albums. I think they're going to be probably doing once a year because it's really tough nowadays to tour. You know, you got to get the right venues and everything like that, and sometimes there's like the next band, they opted to stay right now a studio band for the foreseeable future. But um, anyone that has seen Galahad in the past, I mean, I'm sure they put on an excellent show. I mean, it would be so nice if they would come to America, but with the visa prices and everything, it makes it very difficult for a band to get over here from overseas. But they put out a really great video years ago, a live video. I don't think it's no longer in print, but you can find it on YouTube. You go check it out. They played a date in Poland, and really great. I mean, it's around. I want to say it's around the time of Empires Never Last. Um, and just like the last one, this one has some bonus tracks, which is kind of cool. Just little added uh, songs for you to check out. Um, so if you've been really following Galahad over the years, I started in 2000, so they've been around since the late 80s, early 90s. So if you follow them from the beginning, I know you probably already got this in your hands. If not, and you like I mean, good modern prog, um, this is the one for you. Next one, um, I just recently interviewed the main guy in it, and Steve Babb, Glasshammer, and this is their latest one called Arise. Now, Arise is a really great album. I mean, I spoke with Steve about it on my last interview with him. I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out. Um, but again, just like Galahad, each album they put out, they just keep on getting themselves better. They outdo themselves, and I'm not sugarcoating it here. It's just I firmly believe this. Um, and then of course they have a long track um, on here that is really spacey and just kind of builds and it builds and has the same lineup as the previous one, minus um, Fred, Fred Schindel. Um, he's only on one track on this one. Again, if you want to know more details, you can check out my interview I just did recently with Steve. But again, if you've been following Glass Hammer, I have been since 2000. They've been around about the same time as Galahad, putting out so many albums. And this is this band. They're opting right now, probably for the foreseeable future, to be a studio band only, which is fine. I mean, it's expensive to get everybody because together in at one time and go play clubs and small theaters and whatnot. It's pricey to get everybody in, and so they have to make sure um, it's worth financially, if it's worth it for them to do it. Um, but how do you say never say never? You might catch them. So another good one. My last new one, uh, and it took them almost 20 years to put out their third album, and I think they had some periods of time where they weren't sure. They had this one. The lineup has uh, the two guitars from both of the eras of Anna's Land of Chocolate. I almost gave that away for you. And it's Your Finest Hour. This one has a little bit of jazz, a little bit of prog, a little bit of pop. You know, just a nice mixture of stuff. Um, John Busby, he was he was on my show a while back, a few weeks back, and no, again, we talk in depth about this band and then his other band, Damn Fine Coffee. Uh, but uh, but for 2023, this is a really good, strong contender. I, I've been digging this one. It just 12 songs, very punchy. I mean, if you got some good headphones, it comes alive in your headphones. It's just the bass and everything. It's just amazing. Great stuff. Um, Again, I think they're going to be a studio band. John does on every Tuesday. He does a thing on YouTube and also on Facebook where he plays on his piano and he takes requests. He plays some of his songs, does some cover songs, all sorts of stuff. It's a fun watch. You can if you he usually does it for about 90 minutes, so it's not bad for on a Tuesday night. Almost middle of the week. Something to get your mind off everything else. All right, and my last one, and this is one is a new band to me. I heard of them. I never had owned anything of theirs before, and I had asked a friend of mine when I saw this on Amazon. I was going, "Is this a good place to start?" And he said, "Yes." And this is Ultravox, the Island Years. It's the first three albums, and then there's a fourth album of odds and ends and some live tracks. Um, a great post-punk band that later on morphed into a more uh, synth pop sound in the 80s. This was the first lineup that had their singer and their guitarist left, and they were replaced like a two-in-one with a musician named Midge Ure. And he took them into a different direction. I mean, rightfully so. You gotta change things up once in a while, especially if you have a new singer. Now this has got a lot of punchy stuff, and I didn't realize that they were um, basically they formed in the mid '70s, and the first album was in 1977. I was it's just amazed. I mean, amazes me all this music that came out in the late '70s that I mean, at least for me personally, I'd never heard before, and how you're used to, based on the radio, certain styles of music, and but you got to go dig deep and find some really good gems, and this one's good. I've been listening to this one a lot. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy it. Um, I will get the the rest of their stuff down the line, but this one is just amazing. So basically, I got four for this month. I'll do a recap of Galahad, Glass Hammer, Land of Chocolate, and Ultravox. Nice little combination there. Um, I'd recommend each one of them. So stay tuned for the next album, Spotlight Plus. It's going to be sometime towards the mid to end of December. I want to say around, maybe just before Christmas time, you know, because it's going to get kind of busy for me. And then, of course, I'll put links down to the two bands. Actually, all three of the Galahad, Glasshammer, and Land of Chocolate. I did interviews with them. The last two is more recently. I am trying to get a hold of Galahad to do another interview, so I, can talk about this album more in depth. So stay tuned and take care of yourselves and be safe out there.